Well, welcome. Former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has spent up to 7 hours at the DCI headquarters in Nairobi, where he'd been summoned to record a statement regarding allegations that police officers raided his current home on the night of the 8th of February. Dr. Matiang'i arrived at the headquarters at around 9 a.m. only to be allowed to leave at 4 p.m. despite having finished recording his statement at about 9:30 a.m. according to his lawyers. KTN's political affairs reporter David Muthoka reports on Matiang'i's date with his former juniors at the DCI headquarters along Kiambu Road.
10 minutes to 9 a.m. Tuesday, former Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i arrived at the DCI headquarters to record a much-awaited statement on allegations that police officers lay siege at his current home on the night of 8th February. Unlike 6 months ago, when as Interior Cabinet Secretary, he would enter these premises in his vehicle or even with an entourage, it was no cars beyond this point on Tuesday for Matiang'i, who was forced to leave his car behind and walk in.
You don't know the Minister for Interior?
Upon arrival at the pedestrian entrance, Matiang'i was further barred from entering the headquarters with everyone he had come with. His lawyer and Senator Okongo Omogeni quickly drafting a list of a handful of lawyers and opposition leaders who will accompany the embattled former cabinet secretary into his date with the DCI investigators. According to his lawyers, Matiang'i recorded his statement for just 15 minutes, but none of the questions asked by the DCI officers related to cybercrime, despite in their sermon stating that they were investigating whether Matiang'i lied that police officers were at his house on 8th last month.
They were not asking questions about Section 23 or about what was contained in the summons. They were asking Dr. Matiang'i everything about his life, where he lives, what property he has, what farming he has, and other things.
The lawyers say that they asked their client to revoke his right to remain silent, a decision that led to a standoff that lasted nearly 7.5 hours.
It is clear that they are awaiting instructions on what to do with Dr. Matiang'i. That is very clear to us, and we told them.
They took the fingerprints of Waziri. He said that is procedure. They tried to get that logo, that famous DCI logo of petty thieves, to put on the CS. We objected vehemently and almost exchanged blows.
With Matiang'i not allowed to leave and the DCI mum over what their plan was with their former boss, opposition leader Raila Odinga arrived at the DCI headquarters to find out the fate of the former CS.
This is a public office. How can they be not allowed to see the director?
Yes, I mean, consultation is an island.
What kind of consultations?
Raila, however, was denied access and a near confrontation followed.
Kenyans will not accept this kind of rule. We will not allow this country to recede back to the past days.
After Raila's departure, it took another 2 hours for Matiang'i to be allowed to leave. Outside the DCI headquarters, he was joined by a crowd of supporters and fellow leaders who accused the government of being vengeful.
My friend, my brother William Ruto, you are now running a country. Be very careful how you manage this country.
We are ready as and when Matiang'i is required in court as his legal team to appear with him, to defend him. But we must not allow vengeance.
The leaders have vowed to be by Matiang'i's side, saying that his only fault was to serve diligently in the former administration. Today turned into a day of long nights for former Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i, who spent up to 7 hours at the DCI headquarters recording statements over his alleged crimes. The question now remains, will the DCI officers investigating him prefer charges against the former Interior Cabinet Secretary? David Muthoka, KTN News at the DCI headquarters, Nairobi.
Tapped from the academic sector, Dr. Fred Okengo Matiang'i rose to be the most powerful cabinet secretary in retired President Uhuru Kenyatta's government. He held key top government jobs, finishing his tour of duty at the powerful Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government. At one point, he was handed over the job of supervising the other ministries, giving him an automatic heir to the president and unfettered access to the head of state. Matiang'i, who succeeded the late Joseph Nkaissery, however, has not had peace of mind since he left office. Some call it witch hunt. Others say it's accountability. But what really is it? Kenmi Jungu explores. We'll bring that story shortly after when it's ready. But for now, let me give you